Good morning! We are making my famous morning porridge. Porridge with water. Maybe I'll add a little bit of milk just because I feel fancy today. Today we are shooting for a new client in a studio in Hungary, and that's what you need to know. I'll be trying to document as much as I can. It's always fun to see how stressful it can get when I'm shooting for a new client. Not fun to do, but fun to see. When you're shooting for a new client, I feel like it doesn't matter how little or big the job is, many people forget that you actually have to prepare for the job. And it starts with me trying to understand the style of the client and what they do, what they like, what they don't like. We're shooting e-commerce today, so we're shooting clothes to put it online. You have to make sure you're doing a good job, but what is even more important that before the briefing you have to learn stuff. You cannot just let people tell you 5 minutes before the photo shoot what you have to do and then try to wing it, because obviously it's not possible. So you try to prepare as much as you can from the website and try to impress them on the site. That's it. I'm actually not sure if the client is going to be present. I know that for the studio it is a pretty fresh client, so there is a chance that the client is going to be there, but there is also a chance that not. So I personally prefer when the client is there, so you can keep in touch and get instant feedback, which is really good at the beginning. And also I just like to vibe with clients. It's just nice to talk to them, it's nice to pick their brain, what they like, what they don't like, and in general just to meet new human beings. So let's hope they're gonna be there. I used to like porridge until I started making it. I have a not photography related tip. In the morning, try not to have any sugar. Not in your tea, not in your food, not anywhere. That way you're not going to be crashing during the day. And you can have some sugar. Try to have it around 4 p.m. hoping that you're gonna finish at 6. So 4 p.m. is generally when I run out of energy. And 4 p.m. is when I need my boost if I need. Still not trying to have sugar. But if you really need some sugar, 4 p.m. is the time, not 8 a.m. I learned that the hard way. You see, as a photographer, you're kind of responsible for keeping a certain vibe in a photo studio. You have to make sure everybody's having fun, you have to make sure the model is having fun, especially the model. And you have to make sure that, there is a kind of a good atmosphere in the studio. It's all your responsibility. Of course, other people can help you, but I do believe it's coming from you. And if you can manage to do that, the team is going to like you more because they're gonna feel that energy going towards them. The client is gonna like you more because they can feel that you're actually making an effort to have an atmosphere in the studio, and that way the quality of your work is gonna go up, because when people are having fun, you can see it on the lens. You have to make sure that you have energy and you're having fun yourself, even though it doesn't look like I'm having fun right now, but I'm not in the studio, so I can be as miserable as I want to be. I actually have an incredible hack for photo shoots. You have to know this one. So without food, there's no photo shoot, right? And when you're working in a studio, very often you don't get food because you have to bring it yourself. I don't know why you don't get it. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, depending on the client. So if you're making the food for yourself, which is actually healthier, then you have to make sure you don't forget it at home, right? Like, super important. How do you do that? Well, I have a trick for you, luckily. What you have to do is that you take the shoes you're planning on bringing, and half of them is going to be here to remind you that you have to put on shoes. The other half is going to be in the kitchen, pointing at the fridge, reminding you that you have that sweet, sweet, sweet food waiting for you to bring to work. So without that, you cannot even leave the house because the shoe is here to remind you, right? I know. Thank me later.
You're gonna drive me crazy if I Keep me like your secret and never let me go. Don't ever let me go.
Okay, and full rolling.
Been reminiscing lately, dreaming of you and I. Before your heart betrays me, just give me one more night. Don't be a stranger, baby. Take one more chance. Let me show you why. Just one last dance. Let me.
Well, welcome back. Are you asking me if I'm tired? Well, the answer is yes. I am very tired. Did I crash from the sugar? No, because I didn't have any in the morning. Yeah, well, after a while, I just decided that I'm going to do this bring my camera to work day and try to record what do we do, how do we operate, and how is studio life, only to be greeted with an NDA when I arrived, because this is a new client and they really don't want to show what we're doing there. So I had to sign it in the morning, and well, I don't know actually how much I can show. Like, I actually cannot show any of the clothes for sure, but I'll try to show a little bit of the set. By the time you see this, you're gonna know already what's up, but it was a bit sad because I was recording a bit of the actual movement and the work, but then I have to cut everything out, which is a bit sad, but this is what it is. On the other hand, I'm working there tomorrow again on a different client, and that client is fine with recording stuff, so I'm gonna do that. I don't know, I hope I can show something, like, otherwise it was so sad that I had that speech in the morning about how much you can actually improve your day just by not eating sugar, and then it turns out that I might have been maybe just bullshitting and I didn't do anything today, just sleep. Maybe you can tell that, well, I look different. And what did we do? Well, we had to shoot 30 products, which in the industry is actually fairly okay. It's not a big number, not the least amount you have to shoot, but also not the most. So I was fairly happy with that, until I realized how life is balancing everything out, because with one product you have to take 8 pictures. 8 pictures plus video. I was not doing the video luckily, however, I was busy with those 8 pictures all day. It's a lot. Like, why 8 pictures, you ask? And I can answer that, yeah, because they are putting these images on different sites, so it's not gonna be only on one site 8 images, rather they are going to be showing their images on 2 sites for 4 images, which makes sense, but it is demanding. Luckily, my model was incredible. First of all, she knew more than me, which was very well, it's kind of rare, but at the same time I was very happy with that because she's been shooting there for a while. That's why she told me basically everything, which was funny. Like, she was a really nice girl, so she was recommending me things to do, and obviously I had to do it that way, so she was helping me a lot. And also it's much better to shoot when someone knows what she's doing and she's also good at it. So my job that way was very easy, because normally I would need to focus on the model and what she or he is doing, and like instructing them to do the poses this and that way, what I feel like is good. And this way she was doing everything basically by herself, and all I had to do is take the photos, make sure everything is okay, and try to catch up with the system as fast as I can. And I think by the time we shot 5 items, I was already catching up and I knew what I was doing. The first 5, my god, it was so funny because I really wanted to put on the camera to see my face in the morning. I had no time or actually
capacity of my brain to think about, oh my god, I should do this video. And also the NDA was kind of cock-blocking me there, so life was against me. I was so stressed out because obviously, like, the thing is that I checked out the website. I told you before, you have to prepare, you have to make sure that you know what you're doing. But at the same time, there's only so much information on the website what you can actually translate. Also, what they're shooting on the website, because they just moved studios, is probably wrong. Not wrong, but outdated, right? Like, they have a new way of shooting. And that was the case. So when I arrived in the morning, I was like, hey guys, I know what I'm doing, don't worry. And they were like, yeah, there's a couple of information what you need to know. And then it turned out that there was a couple of information I didn't know, and then I started stressing out. Most of the people kind of freak out and they're gonna be like, oh my god, I don't want the client to look how I look stupid. Me personally, even if I look stupid, I feel like the client, if he or she or they see that I am making an effort to produce something really good, they appreciate it and they're gonna help you and they're gonna like, bam, what you're doing is wrong, but I see that you're trying, so how about you try it the right way? And I'll be like, damn, that's a good idea. Well, after half a day, I think it was right before lunch, the brand manager came to me and he was like, okay, let's have a look at the stuff. And we looked at it, and actually there were 5 images out of 100 and something where I had to actually recrop or do like minor adjustments, which was great news for me because I think we had one reshoot the whole day, which was styling related, which had nothing to do with the stylist. It was actually something that the client didn't like an idea, and that was, I think, one reshoot from our side, which was a great job for a first day. But I'm looking forward to the review, and man, I mean, fingers crossed. You know, when you're working for a new client, you're trying to do your best, and I'm really hoping that they're gonna like what I did and they're gonna be like, okay, we actually want to keep working with this guy because he's good. That's the goal. Make sure that you pass the gate. And once you pass it, just keep delivering and people are gonna be happy with you so you can make some dough. That's it. That's about it today. I think we did good. I'm gonna make some food, make sure that my belly is full, I'm well rested, and I can keep continuing it tomorrow. Ciao! Woo!